I have solved the mystery. I bet you didn't even know there was a mystery. Did you know there was a mystery? There was a mystery, and it is solved. So, first things first, I have a microphone. I've got a microphone, so my sound sounds way better than before. So, step one. Well, hey there. So, if you were wondering why the quick outfit change, I recorded an entire video not realizing that the sound died about 2 minutes in. So, I lost everything. So, take two. Here we go again. I did get a new microphone. So, hopefully, the sound here is sounding way better than it used to. I will try not to talk into my boob. And now you can stick around longer and listen to the whole video without having to strain your ears. If you weren't wondering why there was a quick outfit change, then hi, welcome to my channel where I talk about my introduction into the carnivore diet, how I'm finding it. I'm not wanting to go too far in the weeds of the scientific medical ins and outs because I am not a doctor. I'm not providing medical advice. I'm just walking you guys through day to day how I'm finding carnivore and what I'm going through. What I wanted to touch in on this episode was that I seem to have found the secret, the mystery, the reason why I was not getting into ketosis, at least based on the pee test strips. If you've been following along, you know I've been using those little ketone test strips for the last 2 weeks or so to test to see if I'm in fact in ketosis. Haven't touched a carb in almost a month, so assumed there should be ketones in my urine, but every time I used the test strips, it said, no, not in ketosis. So I wasn't sure if maybe I was just using all the ketones at the gym when I worked out and expending them all. So therefore there weren't any left over in my pee. Sorry for all the pee talk. Yeah, I couldn't figure out why the test strips were showing negative, but I think I found the culprit. So stay tuned. So as you may know, if you've been following along, I've been getting a little bit frustrated with the whole carnivore diet. My background, I come from a fitness background, a competitor in the fitness community, and I was always used to low fat, high protein diets for most of my competing life. High fat was something I've pretty much never tried. So I wanted to try the carnivore diet because I heard a lot of feedback from people that I knew in regards to, decreased inflammation, increased sleep, increased mood, increased cognitive ability, just all kinds of positive benefits. And I'll recap some of my previous episodes. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, go back and watch them. I'm used to going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, and I was finding when I started the carnivore diet that my lifts were decreasing, my energy was lower. I was finding less sinus congestion. I was finding less itchy eyes, watery eyes, less reactions to things like wheat, artificial sweeteners. There were just a couple of foods that I felt a little off when I consumed them. So going into the carnivore diet, eliminating pretty much everything except for proteins and fats was really helping me with those symptoms. So that's why I started, and that's sort of a quick summary of my previous videos. But again, go back and watch them, and please subscribe. Click the subscribe button. So back to this episode, I was finding, of course, that the ketone test strips were showing that I didn't have ketones in my urine. So I was trying absolutely everything I could do, increasing my fats and just focusing on making sure there weren't any carbs in my diet. And I came across maltodextrin in the list of things to watch out for. So I looked into maltodextrin, researched what it was. There were two things I was consuming that seemed to be the culprits. I had some flavoring. It was supposed to be artificially sweetened flavor. I believe it was sucralose, and there's another brand that has stevia in it. It's really, really good stuff. So I was putting that into coffee sometimes in the mornings. I was putting that into hot water at night, sort of as like a healthy hot chocolate. And then there was also a low calorie instant coffee mix that I had every now and then, not too often, but it was really good. It had, I don't know, 5 calories or something in a cup. So I was like, why not? Let's keep eating this stuff. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I just happened to be looking at the label and saw maltodextrin in both of these, instant coffee and the flavoring. Sometimes I mix the flavoring into the instant coffee if I wanted extra flavor in my coffee. So I was consuming, you know, a few servings of these usually every day, every couple of days, and there was maltodextrin in it. That will spike insulin, and that will impact, often if you're consuming enough of it, getting into ketosis. So, son of a bleep. I cut that stuff out, just those two little products. Literally the day after I cut them out, I tested the ketone strips and ding, 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 we have a winner. I think that was probably one of the few times I've actually tested positive for ketones. I think that might have been the culprit. I'm still testing it out. I've had that cut out of my diet now for, I'm going to say probably a week and a half now. And the ketosis strips are more consistently showing positive now. So hidden sugars. There are so many different names for sugar. It doesn't just say sugar on the label. It says maltodextrin, it says fructose, it says sucrose, it says all kinds of different things. There's lots of long words that just mean sugar, and they're hidden in there if you're not looking for them or you don't know what to look for. So I'd say if you're having trouble getting into ketosis, check your labels. If you're trying carnivore and you're just wanting to keep your diet, you know, strictly meat, fat, simple ingredients, so you can give this thing a fair shake, I'd say keep an eye out just for plain ingredients: steak, ground beef, butter, you know, whatever, just one word ingredients. You don't need a list of, you know, 35 different ingredients that are this long. Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention. So I've been getting super frustrated because it's taking me so long to have this carnivore diet kick in and have like those, you know, through the roof energy levels that everybody always talks about. And I listened to a YouTube video where the speaker said something along the lines of, and I'll butcher what he said, to the effect of, he had an analogy that your body can be like a engine. So if your engine is used to using, you know, premium gas, and you're going and you're getting, you know, 94 octane for your premium, you know, supercar or whatever, and one day when your car runs out of gas, you say, you know what, I'm gonna throw some diesel in there. Your engine's not gonna respond very well because it's not used to diesel. It doesn't run on diesel. It's not, you know, designed for diesel. So that's kind of how flipping into carnivore would be for my body, where my body's not used to it at all. So I need to really work with my body and get it used to using the fat for fuel, so that it can run properly. I'm not just going to be able to throw, you know, a high fat diet in there and hope that it knows what to do. It's going to take some time to adapt. So I really like that. All the research that I've heard and all the anecdotal discussions that I've heard are that you really need to give this a fair shake for about 3 months before you start seeing the total benefits of it. So I'm holding out. I am going to give it the full 3 months. I think I am just coming up on month 2 pretty soon. Again, I did have the lots of carbs for Christmas dinner, but I started about mid-December, and we're now, you know, early February. So I think I'm about maybe 6-7 weeks in. So coming up to that 3-month mark, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep telling you guys how I feel so you can follow along with me. Again, hit subscribe. I need more subscribers to be able to keep this going. So I really appreciate you guys subscribing, and I love your questions and your comments in the comments below. So keep those coming too. And thanks again for following, and I'll see you next time. And I'm so happy the microphone stayed put. The sound kept going.